Welcome to another episode of Cubica AMF's Seeds of Success podcast, where we share nuggets of knowledge, insights, practical tips, and trends to help your center be a striking success. My name is Orly, one of the hosts here, and as always, I have the other host here, Dottie. Dottie, how are you doing today?
Hi, Orly. Hello, listeners. It's so great to be back for another episode of Seeds of Success. Got a great show planned, right, Orly?
Yeah, I'm excited. I see screen time as the title here. And, at first I was thinking, what does this mean? I get to go on my phone and use some screen time or my tablet and play some games, but it's not necessarily about that. Today, we're going to talk about using your scoring monitors and how you can use them in your center besides just keeping score.
Yes. And, Orly, there are so many ways. Of course, I'm just like a kid in a candy store here because there's so many different things that we can talk about on this particular episode. But, the scoring monitors are a great form of communication with your internal customers, right? So to be able to use them to get all the different things that you offer in your center in front of your customers, sometimes customers have no idea. Maybe they don't go to your table where you have flyers. Maybe they aren't on social media, so they don't really know. Utilize those monitors to make sure that you are letting customers know all the amazing things that happen in your four walls, right?
Yeah, and I think it's something that catches people's attention. They see these bright monitors up there. I feel kids look up there, so you never know. Maybe you're advertising for your arcade. Maybe you're advertising for an event you have coming up. But I think it's definitely something that people focus on when they're down by the lanes and even up just, depending on how your center is. But if you're up not quite down on the lanes, you still look that way towards the lanes, see these bright monitors, and it's a perfect way to advertise.
Absolutely. And, you can really get creative. If you put your thinking cap on, you can really get creative. Because I know at Mother's Day and Father's Day, we used to give customers the ability to buy space for them to honor their mother or their father during Mother's Day or Father's Day. And there were different little backgrounds that they could choose from, and they could personalize it with we would do all of that as a service. And then we would rotate those the week of Mother's Day, Father's Day. As well as, of course, we used our monitors for our signature welcome screens. So if they had an event at the center, we could put mom's face or dad's face or whatever as the welcome screen and the scoring background as well. So, there's just so many different ways that you can spin it. And of course, there's a number of centers that have advertising programs. Remember, these are high definition, high resolution scoring monitors that have beautiful displays. Mm-hmm. And, knowing as much traffic that goes through these centers, that's prime real estate for people looking for opportunities to advertise as well. And it's a great way for centers to make a little additional revenue.
Yeah, I agree. If you have the monitors there, why not use them? Instead of having nothing up there, obviously advertise your own center. But if you could, sell some advertisement up there, hey, you're making money off something that you already have sitting there waiting to be utilized.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you can also now, of course, you have the ability to create, like I said earlier, custom scoring grids and custom welcome screens and stuff like that. And there's a number of different opportunities for that. But if you if you have leagues in your house and they're wanting to get sponsors, perhaps you consider allowing that sponsor, if they sponsor a league in your center, to have some advertising on your scoring monitors as well. So, that gives you kind of a competitive advantage with your leagues to be able to offer that, as an option for those leagues that are wanting to find some sponsorship.
Yeah. And another thing too, I know is, for instance, if there's something in your center people aren't seeing, some of these centers, some centers are small, some centers are a lot bigger. One thing that we used to put on there is we had an awesome picture of our back patio when the sun was going down and there was the fire pits there. A lot of people don't quite make it back that far to your back exit to see that you have that outdoor area. So we had a picture of the fire pit up there and it said, patio now open. And people are like, oh, where's this patio at? And be like, oh, it's right out back. Oh, wow. I didn't know you guys had a patio. So, if there's something people aren't seeing, maybe people don't know about your party rooms. They think you do parties down the lanes, but they don't quite know you have nice party rooms. Throw a picture of your party room up there. So it's a great place to put information that you want people to know
Yeah, and we did a show not too long ago where we're talking about taking pictures of your food and so on and so forth, and putting them on your kiosk or putting it on social media. If you've got a new menu item, put it on your scoring monitors and show people. There's nothing that makes you want something more than looking at a nice yummy picture when you're hungry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of different things, and we are immersed into our centers every day, and we know every aspect of everything that we do, but we often forget that there are things that we do that don't stick out so much and people aren't aware of them, like you said, with the fire pit and the party rooms and stuff like that. You have to be able to let customers know what you offer, and do it in a nice professional way, and that's gonna increase awareness of everything, and it's going to increase overall, it'll increase your business. So definitely, to be able to utilize those monitors for more than just scoring, there's so many reasons why you should be doing that.
Yeah, and one last one I wanted to bring up that's a big one is future events, like a calendar of events, New Year's Eve party coming this New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day specials coming in February. That's a great place where people that are already in there are going to see what you have coming up, and they're going to be like, oh wow, let's book our lanes for now. If you take reservations, let's book them now. Or hey, you guys are doing something Valentine's Day. Oh, cool. We're going to have to make sure we come back. So that's always a good posting events up there is a good idea.
Yeah, and again, I mentioned something about kiosks. There's a number of centers that have the ability for customers to place orders with kiosks, but sometimes they forget they're there. So things like that, you need to keep top of mind, and make sure that you have, enough stuff in your advertising playlist that you can change it out frequently, because what you don't want is to have 4 or 5 ads and just keep running those ads for 6 months, because what happens is people stop looking at them. So,
Yeah.
constantly change it out and keep your message relevant to what's going on, and customers will continue looking at what you have that you're advertising.
Yeah, and another tip. I know this one would drive Dottie crazy. Don't be in February and have something from New Year's Eve that just passed already and you haven't took it down yet.
Absolutely. That is definitely a pet peeve, and that will get me up on my soapbox real quick. So don't do that, folks. Well, this has been another episode that I really think is beneficial. Sometimes we just simply forget about things, right? And the potential that we have. So thank you so much to listeners for joining us today. We look forward to you tuning in next week, for another episode of Seeds of Success, as we equip you with more practical tips, ideas, and trends that'll help your center grow and achieve new levels of success. Remember to share this podcast with your entire team, because the more seeds you plant, the bigger the crop. Until next time, keep making bowling amazing and your bottom line larger.